Hi, my name is Alyssa Vickers, and the app that I'm reviewing is called Symbaloo. You may notice that the interface is small icons arranged on a grid. And as I'm scrolling across the grid, you can see that you can add new tiles. These icons are clickable links to websites and other apps. You can see that my tab I've labeled as Matter, since we've been working on a unit in Matter in second grade. I have my icons arranged in DOK levels. So starting here in the left-hand corner, students would start with just like activating prior knowledge, just an engaging piece to get them thinking about matter and how it relates to structures, physical properties, and how all those things are linked. And it kind of builds on top of each other. So as we move around the grid, you'll see I've got a book here, a few videos about matter, solids, liquids, and gases, structures, and then we move into a little bit more of a deeper level of thinking where they're applying that information that they've learned and playing around with it. I have a few mystery science links here, and like I said, going from a DOK level 1 to more of a DOK level 4. We're talking about particular materials, building materials, so students are analyzing what type of building materials they could use for different structures, and then maybe developing new materials, which once again is diving deeper into matter and structures. And then you can see here I've labeled these build and construct a bridge. So students are actually applying what they've learned and constructing and creating new structures. I color-coded the apps based on their level and category, and told students to work from the top left all the way around the grid. Now you can arrange these. Originally I started by arranging them like in the corners or just into little groups. Like I said, some of these are just videos, so they may not need to watch every single one, but maybe make that a menu choice, maybe a choice board. You know, grouping your DOK levels and things like that. Once again, I mentioned that you can differentiate with this app. You'll notice up here that there are different tabs. I'm just going to click on a few. These are already pre-made web mixes, that's what they call them, and they're really cool because teachers have already generated these web mixes, so that's nice for maybe an enrichment time or even an intervention time, or if you just have some downtime where you're you know, want your students playing around with some educational apps. Like I said, you can personalize this and customize this to meet your students' needs. So you could do it based on ability groups. You could use it just based on subjects or particular units that you're working on at the moment. So it's really, really flexible. So just to add a new tile, all we would do here is click any tile, and tiles can move around as well, like I showed you earlier. So let's just click here. It says create a tile. I'll go and select a new web page. Let's say that I wanted to add a tile from let's try Discovery Kids. Okay, here's a Discovery Kids construction fort. Let's see what that looks like. Oh. Well, that seems to be just a toy. So, but you could also, post pictures like that, like different forts and different structures, and have students analyze that. So maybe you want them looking at and analyzing the structure of a bridge. So you might just want to add an image there, just so they can see really how these bridges are made. I was trying to find one that was a little bit more up close. These are always neat. Maybe I'll add that one. And you can add, pictures of things in your community. You could make it like a interactive field trip, online field trip, where you have students clicking on different links. So what I'll do is I'll just add the picture of this bridge into my web mix. I wonder if I can click on it and save it. So I'll add this into my web mix. All I have to do is copy and paste the web address after I worked on adding the tile. I'm just going to type in bridge. It'll give me a little icon. You'll have some different ones to choose from. You can also upload an image, or you can choose an icon. So I might find something that's a little bit more related to, or a little bit more, I guess, kid-friendly or intuitive if students were to click on that. Maybe I can find a bridge or some kind of structure. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and add this map. And you'll notice here that you can select different colors for your tile. So once again, you can differentiate it. You can base it on DOK levels, or color coded, just telling your students specifically where you would like them to start and to finish. So then we're going to add our tile here. Well, it says bridge, and it should say bridge here below. I'm not sure why it doesn't. So I believe what you can do here is, if you want to change your tiles, or you can remove tiles. I'm just going to keep that one there. You can also play around with the settings. I changed my wallpaper to make it look more like structure related, matter related. You can just choose different colors as your background. Just really customize it and make it kid-friendly. Just a few reviews that I read from commonsense.org is that one of the pros is that the interface is intuitive, but the free version has a lot of limitations. So I'm guessing the version that you can buy, where you pay for the subscription, might have a little bit more to it. Let me see. You have a little section right here where you can save your web mixes. Also, you have your tabs here, so you can add tabs, just like you would while using Google Chrome. Let's see. Let's click on one of these links. I'm going to click on kind of my engage piece, since I want students to start in the far left corner. And basically what I have here is just a time lapse of a building built, a 30-story building built in 15 days, and I believe this was in China. Let's scroll through this a little bit. So students can really look through this and analyze the structure. They can change the size of the screen just like they would if they were using YouTube, and continue just to stay on the website. You can see that it still says Symbaloo here, and they can X out at any time. Move on to the next icon. So that would be great for your younger learners, so they'll know kind of which direction to go. You can also click here on this grid, and you can see that it shows what's up next with your icons. You'll also notice here in the middle you have the Google search engine. You can actually click here. You can search the web for different tiles, images, web mixes, maps, and news. So let's just say that we want to, well, I guess that's where I could find my images. So let's do another image. We'll do these Space Needle structure. Okay, so you have a lot of different options here. Obviously, you're just like using it like you would Google. And then, that's where you can get your links that you would insert when you're adding your tiles. I hope that you have enjoyed this review and that you're able to utilize this app. One thing that I might suggest is if you'd like to give your students a little bit more direction as far as what they're using these particular apps for, maybe just posting in a Google Classroom. You could just copy the link and share it in Google Classroom. I think each student has to have a specific login, and that should save your tiles and your web mixes.